two things are infinite: the universe and human stupidity, and I'm not sure about the universe. I am enough of an artist to draw freely upon my imagination. Imagination is more important than knowledge. Knowledge is limited. Imagination encircles the world. If you want your children to be intelligent, read them fairy tales. If you want them to be more intelligent, read them more fairy tales. I speak to everyone in the same way, whether he is the garbage man or the president of the university. When you are courting a nice girl, an hour seems like a second. When you sit on a red-hot cinder, a second seems like an hour. That's relativity. The world as we have created it is a process of our thinking. It cannot be changed without changing our thinking. The most beautiful experience we can have is the mysterious. It is the fundamental emotion that stands at the cradle of true art and true science. If I were not a physicist, I would probably be a musician. I often think in music. I live my daydreams in music. I see my life in terms of music. The world is a dangerous place to live, not because of the people who are evil, but because of the people who don't do anything about it. Whoever is careless with the truth in small matters cannot be trusted with important matters. When you trip over love, it is easy to get up. But when you fall in love, it is impossible to stand again. Peace cannot be kept by force. It can only be achieved by understanding. We dance for laughter, we dance for tears, we dance for madness, we dance for fears, we dance for hoax, we dance for screams. We are the dancers, we create the dreams. It would be possible to describe everything scientifically, but it would make no sense. It would be without meaning. As if you described a Beethoven symphony as a variation of wave pressure. We all know that light travels faster than sound. That's why certain people appear bright until you hear them speak. I live in that solitude which is painful in youth, but delicious in the years of maturity. Imagination is more important than knowledge, for knowledge is limited to all we now know and understand, while imagination embraces the entire world, and all there ever will be to know and understand. Reading, after a certain age, diverts the mind too much from its creative pursuits. Any man who reads too much and uses his own brain too little falls into lazy habits of thinking. It is my view that the vegetarian manner of living, by its purely physical effect on the human temperament, would most beneficially influence the lot of mankind. We know from daily life that we exist for other people first of all, for whose smiles and well-being our own happiness depends. When I examine myself and my methods of thought, I come to the conclusion that the gift of fantasy has meant more to me than any talent for abstract, positive thinking. The ideals which have always shone before me and filled me with joy are goodness, beauty, and truth. We know from daily life that we exist for other people first of all, for whose smiles and well-being our own happiness depends. I never teach my pupils. I only attempt to provide the conditions in which they can learn. Although I am a typical loner in my daily life, my awareness of belonging to the invisible community of those who strive for truth, beauty, and justice has prevented me from feelings of isolation. If most of us are ashamed of shabby clothes and shoddy furniture, let us be more ashamed of shabby ideas and shoddy philosophies. It would be a sad situation if the wrapper were better than the meat wrapped inside it. I am not a genius, I am just curious. I ask many questions, and when the answer is simple, then God is answering. Do not grow old, no matter how long you live. Never cease to stand like curious children before the great mystery into which we were born. It occurred to me by intuition, and music was the driving force behind that intuition. My discovery was the result of musical perception. To dwell on the things that depress or anger us does not help in overcoming them. One must knock them down alone. The intellect has little to do on the road to discovery. There comes a leap in consciousness, call it intuition or what you will. The solution comes to you and you don't know how or why. If the bee disappeared off the surface of the globe, then man would have only 4 years of life left. No more bees, no more pollination, no more plants, no more animals, no more man. Concerning matter, we have been all wrong. What we have called matter is energy, whose vibration has been so lowered as to be perceptible to the senses. There is no matter.